Hello, dear students. Today we'll be studying about the Indian Speaker, that is the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, powers, functions, and position. This is from Indian Government and Politics. It is for semester 4 honors. So we know that Parliament is the legislative body. It makes laws and it has two houses, the Lok Sabha, which is the lower house, and the Rajya Sabha, which is the upper house. So Lok Sabha is directly elected and the members of the Rajya Sabha are indirectly elected. So Lok Sabha, as far as the presiding officers are concerned, the Lok Sabha has a chairperson who is commonly referred to as a speaker, and there is also the position of a deputy speaker, whereas Rajya Sabha has a chairman and a deputy chairman. So today we'll be talking about the speaker of the Lok Sabha. First of all, Lok Sabha, as I told you earlier, it is a popularly elected, directly elected legislative body in the country. So all the laws are made in this house of the parliament along with the Rajya Sabha. Now it chooses its speaker who presides over the day-to-day functioning of the house. So what does the newly constituted Lok Sabha do? It elects a speaker, and what is the role of the speaker? He has to ensure that the house is functioning properly. Now, the office of the speaker is a constitutional office, which means the Constitution of India makes a mention of the office of the speaker, and he is guided by constitutional provisions. And for the running of the Lok Sabha, there are certain rules of procedure and how the business of the house is going to be conducted. All the rules are mentioned, so he is guided by these two laws while he is functioning and playing his part. And in the order of precedence, which means that all the important dignitaries, right from the president, prime minister, speaker, chief justice, judges of Supreme Court, all have been placed in the order, in a order of precedence, in which speaker ranks at the seventh number along with the Chief Justice of India. So you can understand the prestige of the office of the Speaker based on this rank, which the office of the Speaker shares along with the office of those who are acting as the Chief Justice of India. So first of all, you need to understand it's a constitutional office, and as a mention in the constitution. And secondly, it is guided, means the speaker while performing his function is guided by constitutional provisions along with rules of procedure and conduct of business. So now we'll be studying about the election of the speaker. How is the speaker elected? After every 5 years, a new house is constituted, a new Lok Sabha is constituted, and they will require a speaker who will preside over the house. So, what they do, the convention is that the ruling party, for example, now the ruling party is BJP, they will elect one member amongst themselves. There will be vote by majority. For example, if there are 100 members in the Lok Sabha, if 51 choose a particular person, he or she will be elected as the speaker. So the 17th Lok Sabha, we know that Om Birla is currently the speaker of the Lok Sabha. Now we come to the tenure, for how long a speaker remains in office during the life of the Lok Sabha. So it is generally the life of the Lok Sabha is 5 years. Secondly, he has to vacate the office if he ceases to be the member of the Lok Sabha. So generally, we know that the constitution says that the speaker should be a member of the Lok Sabha, which has been followed. He has to vacate the office if he ceases to be, if he quits the membership of the Lok Sabha, he has to quit the office of the speaker also. Next, he can be removed by a resolution. For example, if a speaker is not performing his duties or is acting in an unconstitutional way, if majority of the members of Lok Sabha decide, they can remove him by a resolution, but that resolution has to be given 14 days in advance. Or if he wants to resign, he can resign by writing to the deputy speaker. Now we'll see who's the deputy speaker. So like the speaker, there is also the office of the deputy speaker, who is also the member of the Lok Sabha, all the members together, they elect one person amongst themselves as the deputy speaker. So after the speaker has been elected, the election of the deputy speaker takes place. Same method, if 100 members are there, 51 have to agree. So a majority has to agree, and then the person will get elected as a deputy speaker. Now, deputy speaker does not mean that he is subordinate, means he is not any less than the speaker. He is directly responsible to the house for all the actions. Now, powers and duties of the speaker. We know that the speaker is the chairperson of the Lok Sabha. So, what he does, we know that whenever any bill is being discussed, there are many times when there is commotion in the house, there is disturbance where one member does not allow the others to speak. So, what he does, he maintains discipline and decorum. So, there is a decency, there should be discipline, so that the business of the house is conducted smoothly. So, he ensures that. Then, he is the final interpreter of the provisions of the constitution and the rules of procedure of the Lok Sabha. So, he is the ultimate guiding force. He will interpret the provisions and his say is final in this case. He also exercises the voting power, but only in case of a tie. And lastly, he adjourns the house or suspends the meeting in case the quorum is not adequate. For example, if 545 members are there, if not even 55 members are present, the house cannot function. So a particular number of members are required for the business of the house to go on. So he can adjourn the house or suspend in any of cases. Then we know, in case of ordinary bill, if the two houses of the parliament, for example, Lok Sabha passes a bill and sends it to the Rajya Sabha, if the Rajya Sabha does not send the bill back, or if there is any kind of difference or any kind of argument between the both houses, then the speaker presides over the joint sitting of the two houses of the parliament. And another important role of the speaker is that in case of any bill, if there is a contention whether the bill is a money bill or an ordinary bill, the decision of the speaker of the house is final. He His say in matters of declaring a bill as a money bill cannot be contested. Then will be the provision of giving permission for various parliamentary procedures. So, if there is any parliamentary procedure, it is the speaker that gives the permission, following which any of these motions can be passed in the house. And lastly, the speaker appoints the chairperson of many parliamentary committees. We know that Lok Sabha performs a lot of functions, so in that case we need lot of committees. So the speaker is the person who appoints the chairperson of these committees, and he himself is the chairman of these three committee: rules committee, business advisory committee, and general purposes committee. So you just need to know the name of these committees, you don't have to go into the. Lastly, the position of the speaker. First of all, we have to know that we have a parliamentary democracy, and what does the speaker do? He ensures that all the parliamentarians, while performing their duties, are doing it with discipline, are doing it with complete maintaining the decorum. So, speaker is looked upon as the true guardian of the traditions of parliamentary democracy. And the speaker, we know that in Britain, once a speaker comes into office, he leaves the party to which he belongs. But in India, this is not the case. The speaker continues to belong to the party that is in power. He continues to be associated with his political party, the party to which he belongs. But being the chairperson of the house, he is expected to rise above party loyalties and be neutral and apolitical while performing his duty. So the position of the speaker is very important. Without the speaker, the house, be it the Lok Sabha or the chairperson in case of the Rajya Sabha, the house cannot function properly if the speaker is not there. His guidance, his or her guidance is of absolute importance to ensure that the Lok Sabha discusses very important bills in a good environment, in an environment where all the rules and regulations are explained, and the speaker also can take punitive measures. He can punish those who are not following the rules of the house or are somewhere causing disturbance in the house. So he has the power to ensure that the business of the house goes on well.